Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon or good evening from wherever you might be in the world watching today. So, this is my Spirit Animal Oracle series, and today, Turtle Spirit, um, who came through to join us a couple of days ago on Wednesday, I think it was. Um, Turtle Spirit wants to spend a full week with us. So we're going to be inviting that. But in the meantime, Turtle wanted me to pull through another spirit animal oracle to partner with Turtle Spirit for the remainder of the time that they would like to be invited into our daily journeys to swim alongside and walk alongside of us. And so today is Friday, January 30th. The year is 2026. And the partner spirit animal oracle for turtle is lion spirit. Look at how majestic lion spirit. Lion spirit is reminding and encouraging us to be generous of spirit. To be generous of spirit. So, the impressions coming through, the strongest impressions coming through. Lion is fearless, right? Lion is fearless. And remember, turtle is reminding us slow and steady wins the race. Turtle has actually provided a reframe for this. Slow and steady is the pace. Slow and steady is the pace. So, Turtle Spirit reminding us that it is absolutely appropriate to set up healthy boundaries for ourselves when we are experiencing vulnerability. So, Lion Spirit as a partner to Turtle in this message, be generous of spirit. It's a couple of different parts to this message here. So, one of them is being generous of spirit to ourselves when we are setting up and creating and moving through and sitting with these healthy boundaries that we've set up for ourselves. Slow and steady is the pace. Don't rush through it. Don't shortchange ourselves of that retreat time. Don't shortchange ourselves of that time we need to reset and move through those swells of emotions. Remember, the turtle spirit was the healthy boundaries relative to vulnerability and swells and ebbs and flows of our emotions. So be generous of spirit. Be generous with ourselves. Give ourselves the deserving, reflective retreat time for that. And the other aspect of this message is when we are feeling vulnerable, when our awareness and attention is being brought to things that we feel could be better or we would want to be better or different, when our awareness and attention is brought to things that we want to change, sometimes we can get a little bit hyper focused on the things that we look at as lacking, the things that aren't the way we want them to be, and just really get super focused on that. And that can, it's almost like that half glass empty versus half glass full. So when we find ourselves focusing in on those things in that way, half glass empty versus half glass full, Lion Spirit wants to remind us that that's simply a perception of our circumstance. And as the given reality that the universe as it is abundant, the abundant universe will provide, as Buffalo Spirit reminds us. What Lion Spirit would like for us to do, is encouraging us to do, is refocus on where we do have abundance, where we do have a satisfied sense of self and our gifts and abilities, our means, our, where do we feel like we do have, abundance, whether that's love to give, a shoulder for a friend to cry on, whether it's donating a material thing to an organization that could use it. Maybe it's even just giving some spare change to a homeless person that is in your neighborhood, or it could even be bigger things like, sharing your gift in a more focused, intentional way with your community. Be generous of spirit in that way. And when we are able to change that perspective, that vantage point of that glass being half full versus half empty, that literally does change our energetic, vibrational frequency of ourselves into that abundance frequency. And that frequency is more easily able to tap in and tune into the frequency of the abundant universe as it is. All possibilities exist in the now moment, the present moment now. And so when we are able to put into practice those things that elevate our frequency in that regard, we're able to fine tune that radio dial to find exactly that frequency that is aligned with us relative to connecting in with the abundant universe as it is. So giving, being generous of spirit in that way as well. So twofold, we've got, again, lion heart, courageous lion heart. Lion wants us to stay connected into that that innate truth of ourselves, that powerful lion heart, that heart-centered way of being present in the world, not only for others in our community, but being present for ourselves. And so this is where that partnership with Turtle comes in. Being present for ourselves with that powerful and gentle lion heart allows for us to recognize, when we're in that still point, connecting in with that lion heart, we're able to recognize when we need to set up those healthy boundaries, right? When we need to set up those healthy boundaries when we're moving through times of vulnerability, and be generous with those boundaries for ourselves. They're necessary. They're absolutely appropriately necessary for self-care and self-sustainability in all aspects of ourselves. And so be generous of spirit with that for ourselves. And also remember that when we're moving out of those ebbs and flows of those boundaries, when we are coming back to outward expression, to be generous of spirit to those in our community, to those around us. And this could be in the seemingly smallest of ways. I used to live in a climate where winter season and snow and cold was a real thing. And often one of the things that shelters asked for the most, homeless shelters asked for the most, was things like socks, you know? You don't think about those little things often, but just a new pair of socks for somebody who um, may only have one pair of shoes that might not even be waterproof, or they might have holes in them. Just simply a new pair of socks can help um, with that smallest level of comfort and care to help warm those feet in cold winter days. Um, yeah, volunteering at a soup kitchen, making donations, calling a friend, being an ear. Um, so yeah, sharing those material things, sharing of your time, being generous of your time, um, being generous of your gifts. If you are tapped in and tuned in and moving on your aligned path and purpose in life, continue to share that generously. Continue to share that generously. So, yes, thank you, Lion Spirit, for coming through to remind us to be generous of spirit with ourselves and those healthy boundaries, and generous of spirit when we are um, coming out of those reflective moments and those reflective moments and those protective moments in our vulnerability, when we are coming back out into expressive movement in our lives, to be generous of spirit in that way with those in our community. All right, thank you, Turtle Spirit. So, your partner for the remainder of our time together, as we invite you to be with us, is Lion Spirit. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Until next time.